Is it possible to make it to the Olympia stage without steroids? His answer, no one will believe me, but there was, yeah, no one will, I highly doubt most people are going to believe you. No one will believe me, but there was at least one in the top 10 this year. What's up guys, Derek, moreplaysmartates.com. Today we're going to be talking about who was the natural guy at the Classic Physique Olympia. Presumably we're talking about Classic. So Terrence Ruffin, also known as Ruff Diesel, posted this story the other day. Is it possible to make it to the Olympia stage without steroids? His answer, no one will believe me, but there was, yeah, no one will, I highly doubt most people are going to believe you. No one will believe me, but there was at least one in the top 10 this year. Don't blow up my DMs asking who. So there's a lot of speculation around this, obviously. And in the, this is Reddit, by the way. There's no comments, obviously, on an Instagram story. So wanted to dig into some of the comments on the Reddit post. So first guy, you are pants on head retarded if you believe this. 99.99% of competitive bodybuilders use steroids, on 100% of Olympia competitors since the 60s have abused steroids. I agree. Personally, I don't think it's possible to look like that without some hard work and diet. Glute injections. I just wanted to know others' opinions. Should have replaced this with chicken, broccoli, and rice, bro. Maybe some midget with weird genetics could? Yeah, it was Big Ramy. No doubt. I had my money on Brendan Curry. He's talking about Big Lenny in backstage. I think it's possible for someone with mind-blowingly good genetics to make the Olympia and men's physique naturally, but being natural in the Mr. Olympia would make no sense if you want to win. So this guy is probably lying. No. I can believe it's true. It's also a woman in women's physique division that's natural that plays top 10. So what division even are we talking about? I'm assuming we're talking about Classic Physique, which is what he is in. So presumably, if we're looking at the top 10 in Classic Physique, let's see, Classic Physique, top 10 fight posing by Knowledge Paparazzi. So here we go. So we see, we got Vissers on the side here. We have Franklin here. I don't know where Bumstead is, but maybe he's just cut off.
Taken a 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, I don't even know if this is, looks like a couple guys are cut off. But anyways, like just looking at this, so obviously we know we have Vissers all the way to Franklin. We're missing Bumstead and Breon and Ainsley. Does this look like any guy on this stage is natural? Like, obviously fucking not. But would it be possible for a genetic specimen and a half to come in there and perhaps compete with these guys naturally? Let's go through the list of the top 10 and see what you guys think. So, okay, so these are the 2020 Olympia Classic Physique results of the top 10. So we have Chris Bumstead winning, Terrence Ruffin in second, Breon in third, Alex Cambronero, Brian Jones, Danny Unin, Ricky Moten Jr., Divine Wilson, Logan Franklin, DeAndre Campbell. So there's not any real like individual images of them here. So I'm going to jump to the preview article this site has, because they have a pretty good breakdown of, they had like a prediction article that had like pretty much predicted the guys in the top 10 pretty spot on, except for one guy, which I'll just go to his Instagram after and we can see exactly what they look like individually in the top 10, and then give kind of own in on which is the natural dude in this whole lineup. You know, the supposed natural according to Terrence. Divine Wilson, this guy looks awesome, obviously. All these guys look exceptional. Looks like he came in 16th in 2018. DeAndre Campbell. So this guy's a pretty nutty back shot. That's some fucking deltoids right there. Yeah, got a good vacuum, got some good side tricep mass going. Let's see, there's a lot to like about his calves and pecs. They are easily his strengths. Logan Franklin, so this guy is constantly gunning to outdo himself year to year, and he gets a lot of haters, which is honestly justified with how much like shit talking he does realistically, but you know, he obviously, you know, takes it in stride, I guess, and kind of like backs up his, like he does, obviously he hasn't won, but I mean, he tries to build hype and he actually builds like a good story around the Olympia that makes people more looking forward to see what happens, obviously. So I think there's definitely, you know, something to be said about, even though some people don't like him because of what he says, obviously it helps build some sort of a rivalry in the sport, which is, you know, needed in my opinion for excitement. But obviously not natural. So let's see, Brian Jones, this guy looks fucking nuts. Wow. Look at that separation, dude, that delt fucking tie-in. Nutty. So he looks great. Definitely not Natty. Terrence Ruffin. So this is the guy who said there was a natural in the show. And so obviously not him, because he's saying there's somebody else's natural. Donnie Unin looks great as well. Alex Cambronero, Breon Ainsley, and Bumstead. Here we have IFBB Pro Ricky Moten. Probably saying it wrong. Sorry about that. And here he is, hitting a side chest, looking absolutely bonkers. Who of these guys is natural? That's what I'd want to know. You know, I guess I can't imagine any of these guys would even step on stage without having touched anything, to be honest. Like, it seems extremely hard to believe and extremely unlikely. Like, once you get to this level, it's like why are you even here, you know, if you're not taking gear? And it's like, that sounds bad, but it's like, whoever it is that's not on gear, if they're in the top 10 naturally, you know, we'll know, because Bumstead is going to have a run for his money if he's against a guy in the top 10 who is natural and still hasn't even touched gear yet. And Bumstead is like, more or less, like, as far as I know, like, he made a lot of improvements from the year prior to current, but a lot of that was not really having a proper prep without like giant obstacles in terms of his health and whatnot. So I don't think he has a lot of room to like grow mass-wise. So whoever it is that's supposedly natural should be coming out of the woodwork and blowing up and shitting on everyone else in the next couple of years, if that's the case. If there's some guy in here who's such a genetic freak that he's placing top 10 amongst these guys naturally, then we'll know in the next couple of years, one of these guys will all of a sudden skip 8 places ahead and just like start fucking shitting on everyone. So I think it'll be pretty obvious who it is if that is the case, because there's no way whoever is in the top 10, if they are indeed natural, would not be jumping on the Sazul this coming year or this year and, you know, realizing, okay, I can make it this far naturally, so now I just have to get on gear and then place first. That's like the only next logical step. So, you know, this is almost reminiscent of the Coleman story where they had, where Coleman said, you know, he was natural at the first Olympia, didn't do that well, and he hopped on gear and just, you know, smokes everyone in the next few years. So this will be, you know, reminiscent of that. If indeed somebody is natural, they will be pulling a Coleman in a smaller, you know, relative terms in terms of size, but in a classic physique context, they'll be pulling a Coleman and all of a sudden just transforming in 365 days and just blowing people out of the water. So we will see if indeed that happens, and it'll be pretty obvious if it does. So I don't think it'll be too much of a surprise who it is if indeed that does happen and somebody just skips a bunch of fucking places overnight pretty much. So let me know who you guys think is the natural one here, because I have personally, I would be skeptical that this is a true statement. Like, you know how many people would benefit from saying like, oh yeah, I do way less than I do, I barely do anything, in fact I do absolutely nothing. Like, that is like the mantra of the fitness industry, is I use so little and I'm genetically superior to everyone else, therefore I am more deserving of money, fame, whatever. I'm not a bad influence because I barely use any drugs and blah blah blah. And that is just the fucking way it goes in this industry. And very few transparent individuals that will not only say what they're doing but also the dosages they're doing all the time. So, you know, for somebody to be like, oh yeah, I'm natural, like, trust me, bro, and then Ruff Diesel's like, yep, he's telling the truth. Like, how the fuck would you know, you know? Like, how many guys on gear literally won't tell their goddamn wife, best friend, coach, fucking anything? Like, there's tons of guys will not tell literally a soul what they're doing and then make it seem like all of a sudden, you know, all this crazy progress is because of the, you know, the manipulation of carb cycling or this new fucking training plan I got from fill in the blank guru, you know? And in reality, it's just fucking, it's chemical warfare, dude. So I don't know, man. I have a hard time believing that anybody on this list is natural. Like, once you get to the Olympia, you kind of know what you're dealing with. Even before you get to the Olympia, you know what you're dealing with. So with that being said, let me know what you guys think. Is anybody in this list natural? And if so, who? Even if we can't tell now, we will know in the next couple of years for sure. So we will see. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe. Check out my blog, moreplates.com. Follow me on Instagram at moreplates_moredates, Facebook, Snapchat, BitChute, Twitter, TikTok, Apple Podcasts. If you want to support the channel, you can check out anything I'm associated with in the video description below. My TRT clinic. It's all telemedicine from the comfort of your own home. Gorilla Mind, nootropic formulas, Gorilla Mode, pre-workout formulas I designed myself from scratch, and anything else I am associated with. It's all in the video description below. Thank you guys for watching. Talk to you soon.